And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Buffalo Bills. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Let's go.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to upstate New York and Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
The kicker, Blake Rupe, set to start it. And off we go from Buffalo. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Buffalo offense set to go to work for the first time. They'll be led by the big fella, 6'5" quarterback Josh Allen.
And I'm not sure I enjoy watching any quarterback in the league more than I enjoy watching Josh Allen. I mean, he's a bit of a throwback in terms of his play style. I mean, he's just as likely to throw a 65-yard bomb for a touchdown as he is in 4th and short to run over the middle linebacker. I mean, he plays with such a hard, aggressive style. There's not a lot of guys built like him, Mike. And
he's going to take this all the way to the house. 76 yards. Touchdown, Buffalo. A terrific job all the way around, especially after the catch, Greg, to take it to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm just so impressed by the acceleration of this receiver, Mike. He catches what is a short pass, and he's able to turn it up the field and take it all the way for 6. That is an impressive play, run after catch.
Tyler Bass now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Bills will take a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And their quarterback is the all-time leading passer for the Raiders, Derek Carr, the veteran.
Ever since Derek Carr came into the league, Mike, he's been historically a very passionate and productive NFL quarterback. He has the arm that can make every throw, but sometimes it's that arm that gets him into trouble. So he's got to find a little balance, a happy medium between aggressiveness and recklessness, because when he's playing well, they have as good a shot to win games as anybody.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
First down throw for Carr. And it's a reception for Taysom Hill. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
1st and 10. Here's Carr throwing from the pistol. The reception for Rashid Shaheed. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
On first down, Carr. His pass taken in by Shaheed. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Shaheed in motion. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. That one going to be intercepted in the end zone if he stayed in bounds. Now the officials say no, it is incomplete. Crisis averted for the offense, at least for the moment. A near turnover there.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
And he will have that 1st down. Taking a chance here early in the game, but they convert on 4th down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this has been a really nice answer so far to this game, Mike. I mean, you watch your opponent take the initial drive and go right down the field and score. And what are you going to do in response? What are you going to do when you get that ball back for the first time in your huddle? And
oh, he pumps up the football. The Bills have got it. Boy, that one hurts, Greg. They had a really nice drive going and moved it halfway down the field, but then fumbled down here in the red zone, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Anytime you put together a drive of this length, Mike, you just want to come away with points. Of course, a touchdown is the main goal, but in this case, to turn the ball over this deep in the red zone is just a brutal turn of events for this offense.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Now, 2nd down throw from Carr. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
They'll try and run. Here's Kamara. And that big offensive line clearing space. He's in. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, Saints.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
His kick is good. That ties the game at 7.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Johnson now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bills offense and the veteran Amari Cooper set to take over once more. And he's had an early impact on this game. Sensational start. And you know they're going to be looking his way more as this game goes on. Now the first carry for the younger Cook brother. This is James Cook. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
On second down, Allen. That's taken in, Keon Coleman. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and
3. Josh Allen on the bootleg. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and a yard. Cooper going in motion. One more time going up top with Allen. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu from the secondary on the stop. They face second down and 7. In motion, Shakir. From the shotgun, it's Allen. A pass caught right side by Coleman. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
He'll edge forward for maybe a 9. The tight end Kincaid in motion. From the gun, it's Allen. That's over the middle, taken in by Cooper. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
Throwing now, Allen here on first down. That's into the hands of Coleman. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
I think the rest of those receivers in the huddle have all come to the realization that they might not be getting a target anytime soon, and frankly, I don't blame them. I mean, they're riding the hot hand, and rightfully so. Until this defense proves that they can stop him in the passing game, I expect the quarterback to just continue to go back to him time and time again. You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? He'll try and run here with Cook. And it looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. Yes, he does. 1st and goal coming up. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And he'll take it on in. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo.
And this is just high-level quarterback play down here in the red zone. The way they teach them their progressions, Mike, it's touchdown, check down. You don't want to take a sack, and you certainly don't want to turn the ball over. He knows he has nothing down the field, nowhere to go to his receivers and tight ends. Check it down to your back, let them do the rest after the catch, and it results in a touchdown.
Extra point try by Bass. His kick is good, and the Bills will move out to a 14-7 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. On the return, here's Mims. Now an opening past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. Finding room across midfield. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line. That is a big gainer for the Saints. 32 yards. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I back in Buffalo after this. Set to go now on 1st and 10. In motion is Hill. On 1st and 10, Carr. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the one he was looking for. And it'll be 2nd down. The shotgun. It's Carr. Shaheed with the catch. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter.
And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. It's second down.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Carr now on second down. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
Carr from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
Rupee's kick is good. And the Saints are back within 4 at 14-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Johnson now to return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they will finally track him down, but not before he takes this to the other side of midfield. The Bills offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a first down. From the gun, Josh Allen. A quick slant into the hands of Cooper. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Now Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
He's got his man. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Saints have got it.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, but it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
The Saints offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials indicating, let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Now he takes off. Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're second as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Allen to throw. Touchdown, Bills. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bills are out to a 21-10 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, it's Williams. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They will start it on the ground to run that clock. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short. Back is Carr. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Now a signal, timeout called. 9 seconds left to play in this first half. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Carr working out of the gun. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
He'll air it out deep for Wilson. And he will go all the way. Cedric Wilson. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Mike, I'm not sure how else to put it other than this is just a complete defensive breakdown. I mean, from where this ball was snapped, you simply have to just defend the end zone, and if they throw it short, come up and rally tackle. If they throw it in the end zone, high point the ball and knock it down. You cannot give up 6 points to end this half.
Groupie now for the extra point. The kick here is good. Add 1 more point, and that takes us to the end of the first half.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports Studios and our halftime report. We were treated to a solid first half of football by the great quarterback, Josh Allen. He threw a first-quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half. And he may just be getting started. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last
First half
score
played out
wins.
a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Saints offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They trail by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. And a short pickup past the 25. second down, Carr. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
Anytime you have a running back like this, it's more about just how many ways can you get the ball in his hand. He's had a great game today so far on the ground. Now they're starting to find ways to get him the ball through the air, and that is a handful for any defense.
They'll run on first down with Kamara. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Here's Carr. Brought in by Chris Olave. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not. And when he throws it, catch it.
Here's 1st and 10. A give up the middle with Kamara. He'll take this down to the 47. Matt Milano there to stop him. Second down and 8. They'll go again here with Kamara. Uh-oh. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Throwing is Carr. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Now, a second down throw from Carr. He'll go right and find his running back. Here now, 3rd and 5. Carr. They'll try to set up the screen here. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
This one off the right, upright. He missed it. No good. And they are not able to draw closer.
You could see the body language of the kicker, Mike. Once it left his foot, he was kind of leaning. He was trying to bring that one back towards the middle. But that's the sound you dread as a kicker. It reverberates around the stadium, off the upright, no good.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now it's Allen. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his second incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
They'll throw on first down with Allen. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Again, it's Allen to the air. Looking middle, he's got it complete to Coleman.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. One more time going up top with Allen. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. To throw again, it's Allen. That's taken in by Shakir. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. Throwing again, it's Allen. There's that man again, another catch. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of play. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Allen going to throw again. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Buffalo. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a point. He gets it to go. And the Bills will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll do so with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Carr. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Carr now on 2nd down. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. In motion is Hill. Carr to throw. He's got the connection. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
Here's Carr throwing from the pistol. To the outside, complete to Johnson. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
On second down, here's a run with Kamara. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing, and another loss of yards.
Third down, 3 to go. To throw is Carr. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly, and even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in, because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier. I think he was trying to bend that one in, Mike. He wanted to look like you off the old tee box, right to left draw. But instead, he just kind of hung it out there, and he ends up missing it wide right.
So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. Here's a 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Cook. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. Two minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports. After this, you've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. He gets this complete to Shakir. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, they'll use another timeout on this side of it at 1:55. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Allen going to give it to Cook. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's the first carry for the man from Kentucky, Ray Davis. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. This defense in desperate need of a stop, and here comes 3rd down. In motion, Shakir. They'll drop to throw. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away. On 4th down, the Bills send out the veteran Sam Martin to punt. Cedric Wilson back to receive. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Carr working out of the gun. That is caught downfield. It's Shaheed. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
That is hauled in at the 5. He is in. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Touchdown, Saints.
And here's a great example, Mike, of how experience and having some veteran players at these key spots, they can work so well together. The whole idea is you need to see the game through the eyes of the quarterback, and I think that's what the receiver did such a nice job in. He was on time, he was accurate, and you never fool your quarterback. When you have two guys like this that are operating on the same page, you can see the result.
Kamara, and he will get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is successful, and game on. Lead is down to 3 here in the 4th quarter. A 1-score game late. You figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
That was their last shot. They've got no timeouts left. Now the offense can just simply come take the field. Best play in football, Mike. Victory formation, take a couple knees, get on with the win.
The Bills offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. It's a win for Buffalo. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one.